I was doing a video yesterday on Detroit. You know how all these algorithms work, and I suppose maybe that's why it was in my feed today, because I looked up Detroit yesterday and then this video came up from about... He's very good at explaining it all. I will talk about it in this video, my thoughts. Okay, let's continue with the video.
Detroit, Michigan, once one of the largest cities in America. In 1950, the city was the fifth largest in the nation, at 1.85 million people. But today, in 2019, the city sits at number 23.
Obviously, in this little video, he's going to explain a little bit more about why he thinks Detroit has gone into decline, but he mentions other towns. If they've all gone in decline, that means other places must have a lot more people, or where did all the people go? Where have all the people gone? Don't think he realises, where's all the people gone? Where did they go? If these are big cities and a lot of the people have gone, where did the people go?
Most cities in the Rust Belt have experienced declines. Cleveland, Buffalo, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Chicago, all of these have experienced major population losses in the last half century. There are others, however, there is not one more significant and glaring as Detroit, Michigan, which over nearly 70 years has declined down to a third of its former population peak.
Look at the difference in 1970 to now. And he is showing you, he said in his video, large areas are derelict in these towns where people live. But nobody's talking about this. Nobody's saying, I've seen it, I know where it is, I know that, I've seen it, because we're living in it. What the hell is going on? He just reaffirms to me all the things that I've been telling you. Anyway, let's move on.
But why has this happened? Why has Detroit experienced such a larger decline than other cities? Well, the first reason is a lack of diversified industry. Most Rust Belt cities relied on the auto industry. Detroit almost solely relied on the auto industry. And with the rise of GM, Ford, and Chrysler through the first half of the 20th century, Detroit was the place to be. Good-paying union jobs were plentiful, and people could support families.
Such a crazy world, isn't it, when you think about it? Because we all know now that these things are, you know, like you think you elect a president, he's selected. These things are all selected to cause these problems, but it's really hard to think that all those towns lost many, many people, and where did the people go? Where have the people gone? You know, everybody's worrying about, oh, they're trying to get rid of us, you know, there's too many people here, and all they're talking about is all the millions and thousands and trillions of people there are. But we seem to be in decline. It's all decline. This is what I'm noticing. It's like, you know, oh, we've pulled out of Pyramidum, the Russians have pulled out of there, we've pulled out of there, half of Serbia is derelict, it's derelict to America. We've been mined. I don't quite get all this. We are living in a derelict place.
Much of what was previously a Detroit-made car is now made in Canada and Mexico. With the jobs leaving, so did the people.
There you go. So here's showing this map and saying that from Detroit, all the immigration has gone here with the little red lines. So everybody emigrated to other places. Wow.
And in Detroit's case, an area so vast has been left behind to rot. City services cannot maintain the large land area of Detroit. Detroit's large land area has left urban prairies, abandoned buildings, and wild dog packs. The auto industry was not the only reason Detroit experienced decline. There was much social and racial tension in the city. There were riots, and there was business and white flight. The level of income between a given area in one part of Detroit and another is large. Poverty, tension, and job loss all led to an increased crime rate in the city. And eventually the city services could not maintain such a large area. The loss in property tax revenue, combined with the fact that the city had to spend money to maintain such a large area that people were no longer living in, combined with the fact that many payroll-taxed jobs left the city, all contributed to Detroit filing bankruptcy in 2013.
Wow, how many people knew that Detroit had filed for bankruptcy? Oh my God. Things don't happen naturally. They're changed on purpose. They're always moving us around. Always moving us around, just moving everybody around all the time. Do you see that? Like, this just reinforces everything that I've been telling you.
Michigan Central Station, once a hub of activity throughout the state and the city, has sat abandoned for over 25 years. The Packard plant, once a hub for jobs and commerce, has sat abandoned for over 50 years. The Vanity Ballroom, once a place where people could gather and enjoy time together, has also sat abandoned for over 50 years.
With all the lies, with all the changing, do you see how easy it might have actually have been to get rid of Tartaria, or what we call Tartaria? Do you see how easy it is? Look at this amazing building that has been sat empty for 50 years. See, I thought, doing my research, that you were finding this stuff, but it was, back in the 1800s. Then you find it further on, and then I found it in Centralia, which is the 1980s and 90s, and then you find it here. Then you realise that we're living in these towns with half of it abandoned and lost, and it's like, it must be surreal to be living in places like that, but no one's saying anything, no one's noticing it. Where have people stood out and said, hey, I know you've got lots of money to spend, but what about our community? It's all rotting away. I don't understand why people haven't said anything before. They're always moving us around, they're always doing things. Maybe that's how, this is what I very, very quickly, because obviously I don't want to spend too long trying to explain it to you, but I thought about it. Just say, for instance, okay, you're an American or an English person, and you're a child, and your parents moved to another country, and with you, you've got all these traditions and ways that they bring with them. But you as a child now, growing up in another country that doesn't have those kind of traditions. So actually, when you grow up, you lose all your traditions and ways and things like that, because, now you're in another country. Do you see what I mean? Like, told, and you look at your history, and you look in your bloodlines, and everybody goes, oh, I'm an American, I'm English, I'm French, whatever it is. But actually, when you look at it, you'll find that the people that made you, and are now where you're living, the country you're living in, you didn't come from there to start with. You came from somewhere else. We've done our bloodlines. Like, I'm half Welsh and half European, French, German, Jewish. Amy's more English than me. There's Amy who's got English and Italian. She's an American, but she's not. She's English and Italian heritage. And this is what they're doing, just moving everybody all the time. And I think that's how, in one way, they can get rid of history. Because while all these traumatic things are happening, you know, job losses, wars, petrol problems, lockdowns, all that kind of stuff, everybody's moving around and stress going on, and maybe everybody just forgets or something. But they are doing it. Maybe it's just like, well, we say that today, this tomorrow, that today, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. And then, like, we forgot that Nelson Mandela died, and we saw it on the television, and then we saw him be crowned king again, and he ruled for so many years. The first time, he was married to Winnie Mandela, and she got everything, and the second time, he divorced her because she was an evil woman, and she didn't get anything. And we forget these things when that actually happened. And now you think, oh my God, because I remember where I was when I heard it, and then you just forget about it. And then it's only when, you know, a few years ago when we were talking about the Mandela effect, you're like, oh my God. So do you see, I think, how they can manipulate and mind control so much? We obviously, especially if you're a child growing up in another country, that's why they like moving everybody over here, and we get all these immigrants. Do you see what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, let's carry on with the video.
It remains to be seen if the population losses can stop or maybe turn around in Detroit. The fact is, Detroit's overdependence on the auto industry led to its decline and is the cause of many other things that led to its decline. Many Rust Belt cities' population losses have leveled off, yet Detroit continues to drop. When and if these losses ever do level off will be a sign of when Detroit will really begin to turn around. For now, time will tell Detroit's fate. As always, thank you for watching.
His channel is called Forgotten Places. Thank you very much for making this video. And that's what he saw to make this video. What's your thoughts about, it's not just Detroit, there's loads of other towns, he mentioned them, that have declined. And the people have all moved other places. What's your thoughts on that then? Was in the 1980s some of these places very small and, you know, like cowboy times, as they've told us, only 20 years ago? Or where have all the people gone? Anyway, I don't see that there's as many people as they say they are. There just isn't. If everything's in decline, all these towns are in decline, where's all the people and where's all the numbers? Anyway, what's your thoughts?